It's a somewhat chilly spring morning and I'm here in my shed slash greenhouse, and I, like many of you, have a list of spring chores that I need to tackle. So I thought it might be fun if I took you along with me as I'm getting some spring gardening done. I always refer to spring as the pain and summer as the gain, even though I do love gardening, definitely certain aspects of it, but it really can feel kind of like a marathon. But the payoff is that hopefully, if you do things right and well, and if nature cooperates, then you will reap a good harvest in the months to follow. So come along with me as I knock some things off my to-do list. Welcome to MrsCrunchy, where we discuss natural living in a modern world. So as I mentioned, I do have a to-do list, and like many times, I probably won't get everything done because I don't have that block of time today. The one thing that I really didn't want to get done, which I did finish, was putting up my deer fence, because I feel like, why put in all the effort if I just am going to have a bunch of deer come in and munch through everything that I'm planting? So that was sort of first and foremost. The next thing that I wanted to do is I feel like when most people show you their seedlings, they're kind of showcasing how good they look. And these don't look terrible, but they don't look great either. And that's what I'm saying, is that like these seedlings, they are requiring work. They are like, help me. And that is what I really need to do today, especially these cucumbers. So if you can see, I didn't have them stored in the greatest place on my deck. They weren't getting enough sun, clearly, because they're straining towards the light. And they're really overgrown. They're too big for this container, and I don't want them to get root bound. So today, that is one of my primary things I want to do, is I want to separate these out and put them into individual pots so they have some more room before I plant them out. I'm not quite ready to plant them out. Our last frost date isn't until further in the month, and cucumbers can be sensitive to the cold, so I don't want to take any chances with that. I also have a bunch of tomatoes, and I'm happy about this. I have a pretty successful germination rate, so the seeds were pretty good. I did have some though, I mean, it's kind of a cluster. Which one is it? It is this one. It's kind of just a cluster of things. I had some really old tomato seeds and I didn't think they were germinating because it had been about a week and nothing sprouted. So I moved a couple seedlings into here, and they, from a different tray. And sure enough, a few days later, the seeds that I had originally planted in here did sprout. So now it's just this hodgepodge. I think I can kind of parse out what's what, but I need to properly sort them out and get them labeled before I forget. And again, just the common theme here is that things are getting overcrowded. I have these honey drop tomato seedlings, and these are like the small orange cherry tomatoes. They're so good, they're so sweet. So I wanted to make sure that I got some of those. And what do I have here? These are plum tomatoes, and I wanted to make sure I had some for sauces because we love making tomato sauce. And again, it's a good problem to have, but I have a lot of seeds that germinated. So same thing, need to separate those out, get them into larger pots. And then finally, as far as on the seedling to-do list, I have this little tray here. And these cells are really small, but it's what I had. And I have some cilantro that's doing beautifully, and I want to keep them because we do eat a lot of cilantro. We are all cilantro lovers in this family. And so I want to move this out. And then I also planted some pepper seeds. But what I've noticed is that pepper seeds need really warm temperatures in order to germinate. And because I've been, having the cilantro, it does actually better in the cool weather. They're kind of a mismatch for the same tray because I've been keeping this outside, and like last night it got down to the 40s in the evening, and it's probably too cold for the peppers to germinate. So I actually want to move the peppers, plant out this cilantro first, and then fill the cell with more peppers and move it into the sunroom in my home, so that way the peppers have a better chance of germinating. So that's the other task that I wanted to do. Finally, and I'm trying to be optimistic, but I doubt I will get to it, is I have shut off the water to our outdoor spigot for the winter as a precaution, when it freezes or whatever. So I wanted to get that turned back on, get the garden hose out of storage. It just makes it easier and more convenient to water, but again, I wanted to wait. That one, if I don't get it done, it's not the end of the world. Again, our last frost date isn't until later in the month. So I would not consider that a priority item. So I'm gonna get to work and we'll see what gets done. I also really need to do some weed whacking, but honestly, that's probably not gonna get done today. And you might see some traces of some scallion trimmings here. These are from, I made an egg salad the other evening, and so I thought it'd be a good place to put some of my scallion trimmings, and it was delicious. But it was a windy day, so they kind of ended up in here. Alright, so I've spent a little bit of time doing some transplanting, and I'll show you where we're at now. So these are my seedlings, which are a little bit more spaced out. Some of them you could argue are still a little bit crowded, but definitely better than they were. And to be honest, I don't have enough deep containers in order to put like 1 or 2 in each container, let's say. So these two here are the honey drop tomatoes. Those are the super sweet orange cherry tomato size tomatoes. And then I've got green zebra tomatoes here, which are probably my favorite for fresh eating. They're so good and they're really cool looking, kind of green and yellow. They turn like this golden yellow kind of tiger stripe when they are fully ripe. And then I've got the plum tomatoes back here. You can see these here. And I've also got 2 purple Cherokee tomatoes, and that is what is here. So those have some more room to grow. Now I also, let me show you here. Okay, we've got the cucumbers. You can see that this one I could have planted up a little bit higher, to be honest. And I'm hoping, it's probably in shock of being transplanted, but it'll perk up after I give it some water. But you can see the cotyledons are starting to die off, and we have the first true leaf here. So I have planted those. Now, as far as what I need to plant outside, because it's starting to get warm in this shed, and so I figured now would be a good time to go outside and do some transplanting. I still have a plethora of plum tomatoes, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave some for this container, but some of the larger ones I'm actually going to plant outside. And it is a gamble because there might be a late frost or something, but I consider them my insurance policies because clearly I have plenty, and I also would like to share some with some people that would like some. So that is my plan for those. Now I also have, let me grab this here, and excuse my nails, it just kind of comes with the territory. I heard someone refer to this as a French farm girl manicure that was going around the internet, and I think that's hilarious. That is what my nails usually look like. I'm not a manicure girl, but here are the cilantro seedlings that I want to put in the ground. Again, I have a nice pot of cilantro going, so I'm not being too precious with these. I think I'm actually going to maybe plant them by the tomatoes. They grow well together, and see how they do. So yes, we'll try that. And then I will have another cell for peppers. So let's go ahead and get outside. So I've changed my mind about the cilantro. I was going to plant it close to the tomatoes, but unlike tomatoes, cilantro doesn't require tons of sun. In fact, it does. I find it does a little bit better in the partial shade. So I moved it to a different bed. I should probably put a weed barrier underneath where I'm just kind of do some light mulching around them. I should probably do a weed barrier of like some newspaper or cardboard or something, but I might come back and do that. So right now I'm just putting some wood chips around. It will serve as a mulch layer, but also it's going to tell me where I planted these in this bed, because this bed's a little overgrown and otherwise it's easy for it to get lost. But right now, while they're still pretty small, that way, you know, they won't get overshaded by some very quickly growing other plants that are surrounding them. Well, I thought I'd take you guys around the garden so that way you could see a little bit more of what was going on, some cool things that are happening. We've got the rhubarb coming back. Delicious. I love just dipping the stalks in a little bit of sugar and eating them that way. So tart. Don't eat the leaves though. Leaves are poisonous. And then I've also got my asparagus coming up, which I was really wondering. I even dug in the ground a little bit, rooting around to see like the tips coming out, because I hadn't seen it, and I was like, well, where is it? But all of a sudden, one day, it just started growing. Where'd the other stalk go? And we've already picked a couple. My son and I picked some the other day, so there's not even as much growing as there was, but good signs ahead. Pretty little violets. I love the white flowers. The purple ones are pretty too, but I really love the white with the purple centers. And I have my wild bergamot, which is coming back in a big way. I've also got the lemon balm that came back, and it is gorgeous. I mean, I don't even remember it looking this good last year. And I made some sun tea with my son the other day with it, and it was delicious. So I'm really, really happy to have this spot in my backyard where it's growing. My apple tree is blossoming. It's so beautiful. Let's keep going, and obviously lots of weeding that needs to be done that just hasn't. So we're just going to do the best we can and accept the results. Here's the comfrey coming back too, with those beautiful little purple flowers. And I just love how they grow. I just think they're kind of weird and cool. Let's show you here. Horseradish amongst the weeds. So again, forgive me. But you can actually eat the leaves, and they're best when kind of around this time of year when they're young and tender. And I do believe they have lots of vitamin C. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that they do. So if you like a little kick and you're looking for a replacement for regular greens, that could be good for you. My grapevines are starting to have their buds and leafing out. So pretty. This is the echinacea, and I made a tincture with it last year. So always pretty flowers too, and great for the pollinators. So looking forward to seeing those flowers again this summer. Tulips and dandelions. The tulips were beautiful while they're here. Kind of a reminder to enjoy things while they're around. But now you can see they are starting to die off already. More violets. And the first strawberry flowers are starting to appear. So no fruits yet, but soon. I'm looking forward to it, because right now we're buying them and the flavor just isn't the same. And this way I know that they're definitely organic. They were never sprayed at any time. Okay, well, the time that I had for getting some spring gardening has come to a close, but I feel pretty good about what I got done. I got about 2/3 of what I set out to do accomplished, and I will just sort of tackle the rest when I can. I feel better about the plants being more spaced now, getting some things in the ground, and hoping that this will all pay off when we have a beautiful summer harvest this year. As always, thank you so much for all the likes and the nice comments and the good questions you've been asking. I really have enjoyed interacting with all of you. That is all I have for today, and I will see you all again soon.